I told my community and friends I was making a video and needed images of video game characters. Today, I'm putting these characters on the autism spectrum, which isn't even a spectrum anymore, it is a circle. Let's do this. The first character, let's get this out of the way, that many people sent me. Of course, it's Shadow the Hedgehog. So let's explain how this works first of all. If Shadow struggles with communication, but he has good literal thinking skills, the communication bar will be filled up all the way, all 5 of those pegs, whereas the literal thinking gets only 1 peg. Whether they're going to be in communication or body language, what is their most autistic trait? Shadow is interesting because Shadow is the autistic character. He's edgy, he's cool, just like every single autistic person that I am and that everyone I know is. I think he is our bingo free space. He is right smack dab in the middle. Congratulations, Shadow the Hedgehog. You are representative of an entire community of people. Moving on, next we have Link. Link is not much of a talker. I would say that he doesn't really struggle with eye contact, but he obviously does not have a way with words. So I'm kind of thinking that he should go into communication. I'm going to put him just 1 below the final peg. I really got to find a different word for peg, don't I? He's pretty social. He is the link between worlds after all. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. Next up, we have Freddy Fazbear. A friend messaged me and said that this is an interesting representation of Freddy Fazbear. I don't know what that means. I played Five Nights at Freddy's in 2015 for at most 10 minutes. I have no idea what the fuck. I've seen the movie. Someone tell me in the comments what's going on with this image of Freddy Fazbear. What does this mean? I kind of don't care. I think Freddy is like a kid, right? He's like the soul of a kid, or maybe even an entire body of a kid inside of the suit. Ooh, imagination would be good because he has that childlike wonder and everything. Yeah. I don't want to go extreme with them just yet. I don't want to say that Five Nights at Freddy's has the biggest imagination to a fault. I mean, he is murdering people after all. He has to have a plan for that. I am good putting him in the middle of imagination. Next up, we have Trevor GTA 5. Kind of a hothead. Ooh. Oh, that's emotional regulation, right? If I've ever seen it, he's gonna have a hard time dealing with society and people. He's kind of the jonkler. I might have to go extreme with him. I might have to give him the full-fledged emotional regulation. All of it. Everything about it. Absolutely. That is 100%. That's the first extreme that we have to go in this entire video. Okay, the next one that we're going to do, my friend sent me this and I did laugh a lot whenever he sent this. It's Pong. This is, oh my God. I started this video saying that the spectrum is just a circle, but Pong is a different situation entirely. Pong is the spectrum, bouncing back and forth, trying to interpret what kind of autism this person has. No, I like this. This was a very good inclusion. So if the bars are the spectrum, what is the ball in the middle? I think the ball in the middle is the core of autism that represents Pong. So we do have to put that on the scale. With it changing all of the time and not knowing what it wants to do, rigid thinking means it gets stressed whenever it has to break its pattern. That's not what represents Pong. It could be representative of that Doji Minecraft song. I think I'm gonna give it that. I'm gonna have to put this at the lowest end of the spectrum, and I think I'm happy with that. Yeah, we're good with that. It's just like my doctor always said, diagnosing autism is so fucking easy. Next thing that we have is this character from Fire Emblem. I got a lot of anime characters. This character's name is Naui. He sent a description of Naui and said, here's a character from the otherwise chaste Fire Emblem game where they channeled all of their worst horny habits into a single vessel, and before you ask, yes, she's 1,000 years old and a dragon, it's not weird. To which I responded, Jesus Christ. So she's obsessed with dragons. That's a special interest if I've ever seen one in my entire life. Obviously, she has a brimming personality to be wearing that whatever she's wearing. Good grief. Does she have a lot to say about the things that she knows? She has 1,000 years experience with it. And then I got this character, May from Guilty Gear Strive. No idea what to say about this character because I don't... Other than she has a dolphin. That's pretty autistic, I guess. Yeah, you can have a special little dolphin, sure. Ooh, you know what? Dolphins do have, they have like sonar powers that they can use to click and then communicate with other dolphins. That's sensory processing if I've ever seen one. Don't know who the fuck this is. I'm gonna go ahead and put her in the 4th tier of sensory processing because her dolphin is so special and I'm sure she has to talk to it sometimes. Oh my god. And then we have whoever the fuck this is, Nanako Dojima from Persona 4. She is the best Persona character. If Pong wasn't here, this would be the spectrum. Actually, you know what? I have a way to fix this. 1 second. Okay, next up we have John Halo Chief. Very, very serious about his job. I've never seen a video game character more serious about his job than John, CEO of Halo. Yo, whenever I think of a CEO who's very serious about business, I think about black and white thinking. Everything is a yes or no answer. Everything has to be a yes or no answer. He doesn't operate like a business, but he sure is a pawn for it, if you know what I'm saying. So I'm going to put him smack dab in the middle of black and white thinking. I think that is a perfect spot for him. Next up, we got Boo. Boo Rio. He's an anxious guy. No, he doesn't have anxiety. He can't make eye contact. I would guess social difficulties. He's not a human anymore, so why would he talk to them? He's very good at sneaking up behind them and giving them a little spook. So I think I gotta give him a fourth tier rating for the social difficulties. Oh, what the fuck? John Halo literally has routines. He's a man that does his job and he has to do it by the book. What am I thinking? That's not black and white thinking. Oh, now I'm troubled. Ooh, what if? I mean, it is a spectrum. I could put him right in between everything, right there. Sorry to cut you off, Boo, but you're not gonna care. You don't want to talk to me anyway. Yeah, I think that's a perfect spot for John Halo. For sure. Next character that we have, someone in my chat, someone in my Discord sent me this, and I was just like, who the fuck is that? He said, you never played Skylanders? No, I was 22 years old when Skylanders released. This is Thumpback from Skylanders 2 or whatever. Is he a whale shark? Is he a whale or a shark? He also has toenails and fingernails. I don't know what this guy is, but I think I gotta give him the same train of thought that I gave Dolphin a second ago with sensory processing. If he is part whale, I don't know if he is or not, but whales have the beams from their heads that they can use to like communicate to other whales that are 2 miles away or 200 miles away, something like that. Oh, the way that you're dressed though, and the way you don't take care of your skin, I gotta say, I think that's gonna bump you up, buddy. I think that's really gonna bump you up to the 5th spot. I'm really thinking so. Yeah, we're just gonna put him at the 5th tier sensory processing. I wish I could put him in 2 different spots. What the fuck am I saying? I can. Okay, great. He's on here twice. Next, Kratos from God of War. He does struggle connecting with that little boy of his, huh? Because he can't take a joke. He can't. Everything's so serious. We got our first literal thinking, fellas. I'm tempted to put him in the extreme section too. That man is no joke whatsoever. Does he have any special interest? Does he like dwarves or turtles or something? No, he doesn't. We're gonna put him a little bit into body language, but he is heavy into the literal thinking section. Messmer the Impaler from Shadow of the Erdtree DLC for Elden Ring. If you want to talk about a guy that's been locked in their room, not talking to anybody, dim lighting, no windows whatsoever, this dude got diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome in the 90s. That doesn't even exist anymore. This dude is fucking gamer autistic. I need to chill on putting people into the extreme parts of the spectrum, but with him, that's social difficulties of the utmost, for sure. For sure. I mean, I guess he has mom anxieties too. Yeah, we're gonna put him a little bit into the anxiety section because he has mom problems. Oh man, but that communication is also pretty good. Dude hasn't talked to anybody in like 30,000 years, and we're just gonna have him sneak right on into anxiety and communication. He's having some troubles talking to everybody. Gordon Freeman. Like Link, not much of a talker. I don't think I'm going to put him in the communication section. Gordon does it in a sense where it's like really autistic because it's so sci-fi and so like, oh, gravity magic, cool, whatever. I'll put him in special interest right here in the 3rd tier because he does have like a passion for all of those tools and knickknacks and everything. Yeah, I'll give him that. That's pretty cool. I'll give him that. Gwendolyn from Dark Souls. Was he? What are you? Are you a he or a she? I really don't know. I gotta be honest, I don't know the lore of Dark Souls as much as I know the lore of Elden Ring. The one thing I know about Gwendolyn is this TikTok I saw of him from like a year ago. I gotta sing the song because it's copyright. Now watch me whip.
Kill it.
Watch me nay-nay.
Okay.
Watch me whip. Watch me nay-nay.
Watch me do
Watch
it.
me whip.
Kill it.
Watch me nay-nay. During the fight with Gwendolyn, they always fucking back away. I wonder... We have no characters for rigid thinking, but it's not rigid thinking just yet. I think I got to give you social difficulties. Wow, we're getting a lot of social difficulties characters in this tier. They do say a bunch of important information to you whenever you fight them. So I think I might give it to you and Shark Boy over here. You guys are going to share a home. It's very, very crowded. But Gwendolyn already lives in a narrow hallway. He should be just fine there. Papyrus, Undertale. He does love hunting them humans. He's very friendly, at least. He does kind of freak the fuck out whenever you go against his plans. We might have our first rigid thinking character. I kind of like Papyrus being the first rigid thinking character. I'm big into it. I'm big buffing. Let's put him in there. What's the worst that could happen? The comments get angry at me? I don't know. Make your own spectrum. Quagsire. Easiest social difficulties I can think of. Welcome, Quagsire. Thank you for being here today. My friend sent this to me and I said, who is this? Has anyone ever heard of this person, like actually? From Pathfinder? Arilu Vorlesh, the most accomplished witch in the Pathfinder universe. She basically created a permanent portal to hell the size of a small country on purpose. She's the primary antagonist in Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. Well, if she's so accomplished, why have I never heard of her? I'm gonna have to put her into the special interest section at the lowest tier because if she was so good, she'd be a lot higher. Tails! Science wizard, no, not science wizard, technology wizard. That's what I'm thinking of. He does not know how to read a room whenever there's something bad happening. He's just having a good time. Ooh, we finally have a body language. And you know what? He might be higher up on there too. Because my God, dude, does he not know what people are feeling in the room right now. I'm gonna kill you, Tails.
Let's go play tennis.
But he's very good at his job, so. I want to do a twofer. We have Luigi Cup and Mario Cup. Very wacky, zany characters. I don't know if they're autistic, really. These two just aren't autistic. I'm sorry. I'm not including them on this list. I don't really see... Okay, I'll give you this. Cuphead is inspired by the old cartoons from the 20s to the 50s, let's say. They were black and white. Literal black and white thinking. That's what they're thinking about, is Steamboat Willie whistling on a boat while he drops a fucking nuke on their heads. So let's go ahead and put Mario and Luigi Cup right there. Next up is Pac-Man. The original game, he had a girlfriend and loved to eat pellets. Little square blocks. He has a fire hydrant in Smash Bros. He kind of goes apeshit whenever he eats those big pellets. You know what? I think that's a good diagnosis right there. That might be some sensory processing right there. He goes fucking nuts whenever he gets those big pellets. He's already going after this whale right over here. If I took the ping pong thing and just made it even smaller, yep. Look at that. He's going right after Thumpback now. Now we got Steven Minecraft. It's gotta be imagination. He's gotta have the most imagination possible, right? In Minecraft, you can build anything that you can build the Death Star, you can build the lava chicken contraption, you can build your dad to come back in Minecraft if you wanted to. A friend sent this to me and said something about this is the most autistic that you can get. It's the Factorio character, I think. I played Factorio with him back in 2021. I do remember that it made me feel a lot of anxiety. He seemed stressed out. God knows I got a headache playing that game. Someone sent me this and said, this is the main character from a game called Limbus Company. I don't know what that is. But anybody with a clock for a face, I think I'm gonna have to put you right below Steve, but right above Freddy. Because God knows I couldn't come up with that. One time I made a character when I was drawing when I was a kid that was an ear with legs, and my parents told me to throw it away because they hated it so much. That's what this reminds me of. Okay, now I got Monokuma from Dadgum Ron Paul, which I have seen gameplay footage of. Like, he joins them to talk about trials whenever they're debating or something like that. Oh my God, we got another literal black and white thinking. In fact, I think that describes his character because everything is so it boils down to we have to get the answers here. We have to know about the facts. That is black and white thinking if ever I dadgum Ron Paul did ever see it myself. Great job, Monokuma. You're the one anime character I know out of this entire spectrum. Doom monster guy with guts hanging out, half robot, half centaur, all man. Dude, I'd be conflicted in having an existential crisis if I were you. Not as much as Trevor, but you are right below him. I wish you the best. Master Hand! I came up to you and started doing this, you'd be concerned. He doesn't really do anything other than body language, and he does a horrible job at it. Hollow Knight. Dude showed up for a few months and then dipped for 8 years. I think we drained his battery when we played the game. All of his social battery was just depleted, and then he had to go take a break. He's got to go at the top of communication. My homeboy saved the world and then dipped. He was just like, nah, I can't take this anymore. I got to get out of here. Dante, Devil May Cry. Whenever you play a Devil May Cry game, you are always going after combos. You always want to hit exactly when you need to hit, and you want to dance. You just want to punch. You just want to swing it around in the air for that triple S ranking. He's going in rigid thinking. I don't think top of rigid thinking, but I'm going to put him at the second 40% of rigid thinking. It's not what defines his personality or anything. And with that being said, that was the last character that we had for the autism spectrum. The only thing that I'm really disappointed about, there's nobody for routines other than John Halo. I mean, maybe Gordon Freeman could fit there, but I really like him in special interests instead. Maybe Freddy Fazbear, because he has to clock in every night to consume children. Yeah, I'm okay with splitting him away from imagination and putting him in routines instead. In fact, I'm going to put him at the 80% mark, sorry. That's really the only thing I'm kind of disappointed about, is that there's not enough evenness in the spectrum, but I do like that we did get everything represented anyway. But that's going to do it for me. Thank you all so much for watching my autism spectrum video. If you'd like to join in, go ahead and comment what video game character you would like to see on the autism spectrum and how I would rank them. Let me know if you disagree with any of this, and if you do, sorry. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, do all that fun stuff. Please do. It helps out so much whenever you do that. Also, I go live about 2 or 3 times every week. So go ahead and hit that bell if you do subscribe, and you'll get notified whenever I do go live. Okay, love you. Bye.